There's like a post-work authorization after graduation, but this is not the time to talk about it. Like, hey besties, welcome back to my channel. On this channel, I provide tips on how you can study abroad, ranging from the application material up until funding details, up until you are established in the country that you have chosen to study abroad. If you are new here, my name is Ola. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you like the community enough to subscribe to the channel. And all you need to do is to press that subscription button down below. Absolutely, it is free. So please subscribe to my channel. Also, I ask that you check through my other videos. I'm sure that you definitely find something helpful for you and for your journey. In today's video, we would actually be answering a frequently asked question at the embassy, which is, what is your post-graduation plan? And in today's video, I'll be showing you how to answer this question, how to answer in a way that reflects what visa officers are looking for, so that your visa can be approved. And without any further ado, we will jump right into the video. So before we talk about how you can answer this question confidently, I think it is good to talk about why visa officers are asking you this question, so that it can enable you frame your response in such a way that you are reflecting what they actually want to hear. So why are they asking you this question? The visa officer simply wants to know if you have a clear plan after your study in the US. And more importantly, they also want to know if you have the plans to return to your home country after graduating. They are checking with this question, they are checking if you are a genuine student and you are not just someone that is looking to overstay in the US. So your answer must show that you are serious about your career, that you have strong ties to Nigeria, like family, like property, like a job waiting for you, or you are even passionate about something in Nigeria. Now, this is not the time to talk about, oh, you are staying back. That is completely a red flag, even though there's like a post-work authorization after graduation, but this is not the time to talk about it. Like, for instance, if they are asking you, what is your post-graduation plan? This is not the time to say, okay, after graduation, I have 1 year of OPT. Don't say that. Everyone knows you have 1 year of OPT, but just go straight to, you are coming back to Nigeria. So instead of saying anything that would suggest you staying back, which is completely a red flag, I would say you should focus on how US education will help you grow professionally and how you can use that to contribute to Nigeria. Before we move on, let me state that even though I'm using Nigeria as a case study here, any country can apply all of these responses to themselves as well. Whether you are from Ghana, Kenya, Uganda, South Africa, even India, you can literally apply these responses as well. I am only using Nigeria as a case study because I am Nigerian. Now, so quickly, let me talk about like tips that can help you nail this question. First of all, you want to link your degree to a job in Nigeria. You want to tell them about how, US education is essential for like a specific role or a specific industry back in Nigeria. I would say you can mention any country or industry that would really need your skill, particularly if you have a job before and you're looking for an advancement. This is particularly tailored for people that are pursuing graduate study. Talk about those things. And when you're saying, I plan to come back to my country, I feel like that is not strong enough. Always include Nigeria in your answer if you are from Nigeria. Instead of saying, I plan to come back to my country, say that I plan to come back to Nigeria. That's the first tip. Again, the first tip is that you link your degree to a job in Nigeria. Now, the second tip is that you want to tell them about your long-term goals. Explain how your degree will position you to be a leader or an expert in your field. For example, if you are looking to study like counseling psychology, you can talk about, raising mental health awareness in Nigeria. Like we know, mental health awareness is something that is just, coming up in Nigeria. So you can say, okay, you are coming back to Nigeria to raise mental health awareness in Nigeria, and also talk about other things that you can do with counseling psychology in Nigeria. Of course, you did not go to the US to just come to Nigeria to raise awareness. Look for other strong things that you can do, that you can talk about, and that way it can, make your response to be stronger. Now, the third thing is that you want to highlight your ties to Nigeria. So you want to like mention family, community projects or property that shows that you are returning, that shows that you're not just going to the US to, you know, pursue your jackpot plan, but you're actually going to study and you're actually coming back. Even if it's something like working for an NGO, if that would make your answer stronger. I remember when I went for my visa interview, something that I specifically said is that when I come back, I mean, in the long term, I plan to work with like educational organization, and I plan to like start my own NGO so that I can help, you know, make my course popular in Nigeria, because it is not a popular course. So now I'm going to be giving you sample responses, and I'm going to be giving you about 3 sample responses that you can adapt based on your situation. Now, like I said, this is just like a sample. This does not mean that you have to follow it word for word, right? But this is just a way for you to be able to frame your responses. So for instance, I go for a visa interview and I'm asked, what is your post-graduation plan? And I'm going to study a master's in chemistry. I can say, after graduating with my master's in chemistry, I plan to return to Nigeria to work with pharmaceutical company like Emzor. I am particularly passionate about doing formulation, and with my US education, I'll be better equipped to contribute to Nigeria's growing pharmaceutical industry. You see how that response kept saying Nigeria in it. Now you can build more on this, but this is a way for you to start. And if you already have a job, you can say, okay, this would help you to gain promotion in your job. Now another one is probably you are going for a degree in school psychology. Something you can say is, once I complete my degree in school psychology, I will return to Nigeria to establish a child-focused counseling practice. Mental health awareness is growing in Nigeria, and I want to help schools provide support for students. That is also a way for you to tie everything together. Like I said again, this is just the introductory part. You can always build more on each of these responses. Now the third one is that the third response is, my plan is to return to Nigeria after my master's in student affairs to work at the University of Lagos. I want to help improve the student experience, especially with career counseling and leadership program for undergraduate students. Now you can build more on this, but this is like a way for you to frame your response again. So again, I'm going to tell you, always remember to tailor your answer to your career field and make it believable. Don't over exaggerate your experience. Make it believable. Also, remember to sound convincing. Before I end this video, I'm going to talk to you about some of the mistakes you should avoid. Some of the common mistakes that people do that you should avoid. First of all, don't talk about staying in the US after graduation. That does not show any home ties to your country. Even if you are considering, I think I mentioned this earlier, that even if you are considering doing the OPT, I mean, the OPT is for all students. Don't talk about it. Just focus on returning to Nigeria, because you are a student. When you start talking about OPT now, they are like, okay, I mean, they already know that you apply for the OPT. So don't talk about the OPT. Just say when you are done with your degree, you will come back to your country. And when you say your country, just make sure that you are mentioning your country. Number 2 is, don't sound unsure. Don't say things like, I'm figuring things out. That is never an option for you. Also, don't say things like, I think, because I know there was one time that somebody was denied visa, and I was like, what was your response? The person was like, oh, when they asked me for my post-graduation plan, I said, I think that I will come to Nigeria. That does not sound convincing enough. You are coming to Nigeria. Don't say you think you are coming to Nigeria. Don't say, oh, I think I might be coming to Nigeria. Don't use those verbs. I mean, that was not the person's intention. I guess it was just like English failed them at that particular point in time. So I would say that just frame all your responses in your head. Make sure you are using words that are sure. Make sure the verbs you are using are sure. Think is not sure, because you are still thinking about it. Maybe is not sure. Then the fourth thing is, don't memorize your answer word for word. Just practice enough, but make sure you're also sounding natural and confident. I think I already talked about, like when I went for my visa interview, how the visa officer said I was sounding rehearsed. They know when you are sounding rehearsed, but that does not mean that you should not prepare for your response. I mean, I would rather you sound rehearsed than not prepare for your response at all. So that is it, bestie. I hope that after this video, you already know how to answer your post-graduation plan. So if this video was helpful, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more study abroad content. Also, make sure you turn on the post notification so that you can get notified every time I have a new video up. And if you have any question, please feel free to put it in the comment section. I will be there, and I'll be there to help you. And until next time, keep dreaming big, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.